Hey guys, what's going on? Diamond here. Before I start this video, I just want to say that I had an issue while recording. For some reason, my microphone was very quiet, and you can barely hear me through all the gameplay noises, so this video is going to be strictly commentating over what's happening. Sometimes, very rarely, I will actually give you the gameplay audio because sometimes you can hear me, but I'm going to be commentating over almost the entire video. Some Terraria YouTubers do this, and I don't have much else to say, so I'm just going to get to the video. In the last video, we had just defeated Plantera, and we are moving to the end game area. Phase, that's the word I'm looking for. So we were going to head to the dungeon and try and get as much loot as we can. You know, stuff like the tabby, stuff like maybe the Kraken. I didn't get that. It didn't get the Kraken. I didn't need it anyway because I got the Eye of Cthulhu Yo-Yo. I'm really not good at commentary, so please excuse me. I haven't done it in a while. I've been very stressed and unhappy lately, so if I sound weird, please forgive me. I'm just gonna end this recording before something bad happens. The trip to the dungeon went exactly how you would expect. A couple rare enemies, some really good loot, and death. A lot of death. After the trip to the dungeon and a bunch of deaths, we traveled to the Jungle Temple, or Lizard Temple, whichever one you call it, and got the Lizard Power Cell, whatever. I don't know what, I can't remember what those are called, just Lizard Power Cells. Golem Summon. But because of our Fargo's Mutant mod, we were able to turn it into something that allowed us to fight the Golem outside of the arena. So we tried fighting him at home at our arena, and we died. After that, we decided to fight Golem in the actual temple, you know, where we're supposed to fight him, because for some reason it would never work not in the arena. But Nick's weapon was actually pretty bad for the fight. My weapons were also bad for the fight, but we couldn't think of any better weapon than the Eye of Cthulhu Yo-Yo, so we fought Astrum Aureus to try and get Nick one of the rogue weapons, hopefully the homing one, and thankfully we got the homing one.
Which one is it? That's the homing one! That's the homing one!
No.
Oh my god, I hated every second of that.
With Nick's new homing weapon in hand, we were ready to finally fight the Golem in the temple. And this one went a lot better than the other fights did. So here's how the fight went. We spawned in the Golem and the screen was immediately filled with the stars. Like, oh my god. It was so hard to see my cursor. I had to switch weapons just to get a few good hits in. As it turns out, the hands die very fast when you're actually hitting them. Who knew? And the Golem started blasting his eye beams. Nick's weapon was absolutely shredding the Golem. It was insane. Eventually the head and the body separated and it was a 2 vs 2 battle. The head in Revengeance mode is so fucking annoying. It spun around over and over again, shooting lasers everywhere. So we just focused on the body itself. Then I went to go heal at one point at the nurse and Nick actually ended up killing the Golem. So congrats to him.
Oh!
And then you?
I got a melee weapon.
After the Golem battle, we decided to fight Ravager, but not before we went to the Abyss and mined some Scoria to get me a new weapon, a yo-yo that blows up when it hits something. The Ravager fight wasn't too bad, just a couple lasers and stuff like that everywhere, some explosions, and the pillars that won't stop annoying us. But eventually the head came off of him, just like it did with Golem, and started shooting us with projectiles. Although that was a lot more manageable than the Golem one, so we took Ravager down pretty quickly. After we defeated Ravager, it reminded me about an accessory I could get using Scoria bars. for some reason the Calamity mod has made it so the Fire Gauntlet is needed the Mechanical Glove. Or is in Mechanical Gauntlet, I can't remember. The Magma thingy. Magma Stone, I can't remember what that's called either. And Scoria Bars. I don't know why they did that, but I managed to make the Avengers emblem, get the gloves and stuff that I needed to make the mechanical glove. I already had the Magma Stone, then I combined it with Scoria to make the Fire Gauntlet, then I could combine the Fire Gauntlet with my yo-yo bag to make something that I can't remember the name of. And as it turns out, that increases my damage by a lot. Not only that, it allows my weapons to set enemies on fire. After that, we started doing a little bit of research because Nick was also in need of an upgrade, and then we found some armor that really benefited his class. Rogue, of course. It decreased his defense, but it really increased his damage. It was called Titan Heart armor. It needed Titan Hearts, surprise, surprise, and Astral Monolith. So I went over to the Astral Infection, mined some Astral Monolith, whatever the plural of Astral Monolith is, and made him the armor. We then ended up fighting the Plaguebringer because of the potential weapons that she could drop for us. But for some reason, the weirdest thing happened. A bunch of times, I assume from Nick's weapon, the Queen Bee just kept on spawning. 3 times it spawned. We kill a Queen Bee, it spawns again, I swear. And it didn't stop until Plaguebringer was at half health.
Not again!
What the frick is
This always happens!
healing?
Stupid Queen Bee, this always happens. Healing.
I don't think there's an... No. I wasn't firing at that time. I think it's whenever you go back.
It is not.
It is.
Not.
Because I wasn't firing my...
Why? Is she spawning them?
By the way, the entire time Nick was laggy, he managed to be able to adapt and use it to his advantage, but at the very beginning it was very difficult for both of us because he was not able to do as much as he would do without the lag. Of course, because he's, you know, Nick, he is able to adapt to these bad things and turn them into a good thing. I'm saying this a little weird, but this was literally one of the craziest boss fights we've ever had. Not because it was difficult, it was just so confusing. I had to keep healing over and over again just because I couldn't focus on the Plaguebringer because I had to kill the Queen Bee. Thankfully, because of my new yo-yo bag, I was able to make quick work of all the 3 Queen Bees, but it was so weird. Then Plaguebringer went into her second phase, and the Queen Bee didn't seem to bother us again. I think it's because there were no hives nearby for the lavas to be destroyed before the projectiles that Nick was shooting despawned. Hopefully you guys know what I mean, but at first we thought that Queen Bee was the one spawning... Nope, at first we thought Plaguebringer was the one spawning the Queen Bees, because they're kind of similar, I guess? I don't know, but after that, I was just dreading the moment where, at the very end, where Plaguebringer would do that combo attack that almost kills you in like 3 hits. Believe me, we had 1,000 health because we had the accessory on from Ravager that doubled our health. It was insane. The whole fight was just crazy scary. I'm very surprised that we actually managed to take her down.
How much health do you have?
Like over 500.
I have to go heal. Go heal.
Oh my god, that lag. When I used the lag, I used the lag to my advantage and I...
Ah! If I'm dying, taking you down with me. I have
No, when
1
you
treasure
tell-
bag for Plaguebringer and 3 Queen Bee treasure bags.
Plaguebringer actually ended up dropping Nick this rogue weapon. It was like a syringe or something. It's actually pretty decent. But for the bosses that we're gonna fight next, it's not the best because they're, you know, small and single target, and the syringe was quite small, so he still had to use the, that homing thing. But I don't know if that fight was worth it. Next, we fought the lunatic cultist. The fight wasn't really that interesting, so I'm just going to show you this little segment. Yes, we did win. And then after that, we decided to fight the pillars, which were also easy, so I'm just going to skip right straight to the Moonlord battle. The screen was shaking. Our vision was going dark, and then with a bright flash of light, the Moonlord was revealed. I wouldn't say that this fight was difficult, it was just unbelievably time-consuming. Because of the way Revengeance mode works, he has got far too much health and stuff like that, and his healing is absolutely incredible. And also, when you take out one of his eyes, the eye stays there, so he can actually still continue to fight back. The whole time, my yo-yo could barely do any damage. We managed to take out the hand eyes pretty easily, but the head eye would barely ever open. Then when it did, I didn't do enough damage because Nick was running around trying not to die by the true eyes of Cthulhu. So I did barely any damage. Moonlord shot the laser. I took far too much damage. I went to heal, then the eye closed, and then it just healed back up to more health than when he first opened the eye. So basically, he just had infinite health. The only way we could do some real damage is if Nick was around, he used his homing weapon on the middle eye, and I was hitting it with my yo-yo as much as I could. It was just crazy weird, and he would not stop healing. It took us forever. Eventually, we did actually manage to take the boss down, and we were so happy. But unfortunately, that's it for the playthrough, and also it for Calamity for now. We've done all the classes. I know that there is post-Moonlord in Calamity, but Calamity post-Moonlord Yo-Yo is far too difficult. It's just, I cannot do it. I swear, for the life of me, it's impossible. You get stuck at the Devourer of Gods because there's no Yo-Yo good enough to take it down. And it's Revengeance mode too, so I'm very sorry if you guys were hoping to see post-Moonlord, but I'm afraid this is where I have to end the playthrough. Thank you all for supporting me and Nick through this Calamity series. We may not make a Calamity mod for a while again, because we've done all the classes, we've done a lot of challenges. We cannot do Death or Malice mode, I swear. I am gonna still be making modded videos. Me, Nick, and Zoe are all working on the Thorium playthrough, so that should be fun. And I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.